There was no plan to exterminate the Jews of Europe.
Tonight on 48 Hours.
My son was struck by all 3 shots.
Hate comes out of the shadows.
3 people were shot because they were gay.
And down your block. The Klan.
To hell with Martin Luther King.
Looking for trouble. And finding it. The victims.
Someone threatened my life.
Just being different can be dangerous.
You're a cake. Harry, you're a Jew.
The Holocaust story is rooted in politics.
The big lie.
That is, no extermination gas chamber and no victim.
A lie began in America's heartland.
Gather again. No KKK.
48 Hours on Hate Street.
I would love to use love, but if I've got to use hate, I'll do what my hand calls for.
No justice.
An ugly tide of hate is rising across this country. You remember when it was just a few kooks on the fringe who paraded around like a bunch of play-acting children. Today, the extremists are moving into the mainstream, teaching hate in the universities, preaching hate from the pulpits. David Duke, a former Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan, was a serious candidate for governor of Louisiana and is now running for president of the United States. Hate is no longer whispered in secret societies. Now, the message is loud and clear, and some of your neighbors are listening.
Stu, grab this cat.
Meet Sean Slater. He's 25 years old.
Come here.
And works as a chef.
Graduated from the Culinary Institute of America in Hyde Park, New York. That's me cooking for Paul Bocuse. He got Chef of the Century.
He and Adrian are expecting their first child.
I love it. Went to the doctor. My baby's healthy. Nothing better. I can't complain. Heartbeat like a choo-choo train, so everything's all right.
There is one other thing about Sean Slater. He is also a rising star in the Knights of the Ku Klux Klan. This is a rally he held last year in Denver, Colorado. The occasion was Hitler's birthday.
I'd love to be governor of Colorado someday. No, David Duke, look where he's at today.
The non-white inferior races outbreeding us in this country.
But on this night, the newly named exalted Cyclops of the KKK is in the kitchen.
We'll be making chicken casserole tonight. Welcome to Racist Recipes Cooking.
There will. Yes, in the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
Sean Slater is entertaining some important out-of-town guests.
I appreciate everything y'all did. That's all I've got.
After dinner, they watch his favorite TV show, Cops.
Yeah, clean up our American streets.
Sitting next to Slater is Michael Lowe.
Make a bet how many old minorities do want to be arrested tonight?
Look at that. Oh, drew guns and everything. Oh, you see, one minority.
That's right.
They're not touching.
There's one in the back, another one in the seat, I believe.
Lowe is from Texas
I guarantee you.
and a grand dragon of the KKK.
There,
There you go,
there's
Cody.
two, and a white woman.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
White trash.
Tom Robb from Arkansas is also here. He's the national leader of the Knights of the Ku Klux Klan, the Grand Wizard.
There's what I call a window of opportunity happening for the Klan.
Sean, you know what you ought to do? Radio station and stuff?
Yeah.
That's what they would like to have a call-in.
Robb and Lowe are here to help Slater with his next big event,
Radio station.
a Klan rally to protest the Martin Luther King holiday.
He's organizing Colorado real well right now, and he's got a lot of potentials.
Slater is a Klan recruiter.
A lot of hope for Colorado. Bring back the 100,000 members we had in the 20s and 30s.
This is a time in the white supremacy movement where they're looking for new blood.
Danny Welch is the director of Klan Watch,
Save our land, join the Klan. It was a little recruitment slogan.
an organization in Alabama that monitors racist groups.
Sean Slater's new on the scene. He's a typical person that we like to watch. This is a kid that came, is in transition, we call it. He's in transition from a skinhead to a traditional Ku Klux Klansman.
They're all county bastards.
The Klan caters to these young guys because they see future recruits.
No crime! No booze, no crack, no crime!
Racist skinheads are breathing new life into the Klan.
We put a number at about 25,000 active. These are people that actually will get out on the street and let it be known that, hey, I'm a Klansman, or I'm a neo-Nazi, or I'm a skinhead. This number could be multiplied by 3 or 10. I mean, you know, there's no accurate way of counting the numbers. Sean's being groomed by Tom Robb as a leader in the Colorado and Denver area.
Our main goal was that day was to make publicity, and you bet we did it.
Slater knows how to get attention. His small Hitler rally last year made big news when the Klan was attacked.
Back off!
We said, wow, if this is such a great success,
Come, you will not!
we'll do it again.
If a Hitler rally leads you to think the Klan is a hate group, Sean Slater is here to tell you you're wrong.
We're not into hating people. We're into promoting the interests of the white race, to be proud of your race, your culture, and your heritage. That's the bottom line.
They're very conscious of the media. They're very conscious of what they say in public. And what they do in private is a different thing. But it's all a tactic for recruitment purposes.
Welcome to the program tonight. Guess who we have with us? The Klan's here. Oh, no! It's those wacky guys from the Ku Klux Klan are here.
We're back.
Oh, man, that's way scary.
Hi, you're on with the Ku Klux Klan and Jan Scott. What's up?
What's the, long-term itinerary for the Klan in Colorado?
To gain political power and change the affirmative action, the welfare programs that
But I agree, there's too much hatred in this world. We need to understand that we are a society of many, many people.
Has there been an effort to change the image?
Yes, absolutely. But there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing insidious about that. And so the Klan is working in the areas of training leaders and grooming them in public relations, public speaking, in manners of dress and what have you, so we can relate with the American people because we want the American people to hear what we have to say.
Okay, the robes are just symbolic. It's from the past.
just like the judge wears a black shawl thing, you know, black robe, right robe. Now we go to these. This is what wears the security uniform now.
The other demonstrators will sometimes try to attack us, and it's hard to defend yourself in a robe.
In a robe.
But does a change of attitude go along with a change of clothing? In your office, you have a little poster that shows the outline of a black, and it says on it, official running nigger target.
Well, that was something from some biker organization that gave me, and I just...
Why would you put that up on your wall?
Just, I collect everything. I mean, you could probably...
That funny?
No, it's not funny. It's just there to have. I mean, I collect a lot of things.
Would to have that on your one's wall says something about the person, doesn't it? And the person's attitude.
No, I don't think so. I think I just collected it like I collect everything.
Do you hate Jews?
Do I hate them? No, I don't hate anybody.
Let me ask this. What about your tattoo?
Which tattoo? I have one.
I'm told that you have, huh? You have one?
One, yeah, one or two. One big one.
One big one goes around and around and around.
Yeah.
On your stomach?
Which... Oh, that, I just did that for years ago when I was young. And
yeah. Show it to me?
No, I don't show anybody. That's
Wouldn't show it?
No.
Well, describe it.
Describe it? It's a bunch of political leaders. You got George MacArthur, there's Hitler, Mussolini. There's a bunch of different people, you know? That's, you know, some people are...
Martin Luther King?
No.
This is the tattoo Slater wouldn't show us. That's Hitler in the center, flanked by Mussolini and Charles Manson. You can't miss the swastika on his chest.
Does it say anything about your attitude towards Jews?
No. You know, why? I mean, Jews, they get tattooed too, so no big thing.
Security preparations are underway at the state capitol. Slater's Klan rally is tomorrow.
Are you looking for a confrontation?
No, not at all. Our people aren't out there to cause problems.
But there are problems ahead, big problems. Later in our 48 hours, the hate explodes.
To get rid of her gray,
in Boston, gay activists are on the march, protesting what they say is the city's 9th hate crime of the year.
Exactly 1 week ago, at around this time, 3 people were shot because they were gay or presumed gay.
Where's flashback? Where's flashback?
Anti-gay violence is just a small component of hate crimes. It's just one part of a sickness. You know, it's just one symptom of a sickness.
And if you get bashed, you make sure your policeman knows they better contact the CDU.
The Boston Police Department's Community Disorders Unit, first of its kind.
All right, I just told her I was calling to check on her, that's all.
It handles only hate crimes.
I think lay people, and also an awful lot of police departments, make the mistake of not counting these as major crimes.
Lieutenant Bill Johnston is the head of the unit. He's a nationally recognized expert on hate crime.
If it was a theft of $100,000, we'd say, God, that's a major crime. But if it's a theft of somebody's dignity, that's not a major crime? Of course it is.
Tonight we'll be going over to interview a victim of an armed robbery. The incident report stated that there were a lot of racial comments made during the robbery. One of the suspects picked up a shovel and a bottle in the store. He chased Lamont Green around the store calling him nigger.
Detectives Peter Norton and Paul Russell are assigned to the hate crimes unit. Last year, the unit handled about 200 cases.
Hello, Lamont. How you doing? I'm Officer Norton. This is Detective Russell. We're going to go over everything that happened, all right?
Sure.
Lamont Green moved to Boston 4 months ago and got a job in a convenience store in a racially mixed neighborhood.
When he picked up the shovel, dude, what did he say to you? He said,
"Come on, nigger. Let's fight, nigger." Or
when he said, "I have a shotgun," what else? What did he say?
He says, "Come on outside, nigger. I want to blow your head out."
I believe we have enough to go to civil rights violation, which can also be called a hate crime.
I often hear people say, sticks and stones will break my bones, but names will never hurt me.
Right.
Well, you tell that to a 6-year-old black child that's just been called a nigger. Tell that to a Jewish woman who's just been called a kite. Tell that to an Asian who's just been called a gook. I mean, those names hurt.
Imagine someone that knew your home phone number and would start calling you at 6 o'clock in the morning and at home.
Hi, just want to make my morning call. Tell Larry you're a Jew.
And would stop calling you at 2 o'clock in the morning at home.
This call's for Larry. Just wanted to let you know you're a kike.
But during the rest of the day, would call you at work.
Larry, you is kike. Just thought I'd call and tell you how much I couldn't stand Jews and how annoying Jews like yourself are. You goddamn smelly kike, slime piece of shit.
That's what happened to you?
5, 10, 15 phone calls a day.
Larry Fish, a local realtor, got those calls non-stop for 4 months.
But not till probably about 10:30. Hi, Gene.
When Adolf Hitler attacked the Jews, he had people like Larry Fish in mind.
The caller was eventually identified as Garrett McAdams, a Northeastern University student whose friend was fired by Larry Fish. McAdams is now in prison for making the calls.
When you listen to these phone calls, the messages are hateful, but the guy sounds like
anyone. Heat and hot water's included. Comes with 2 air conditioners, exposed brick. I could not show apartments to a complete stranger, not knowing if that stranger was my secret Adolf Hitler, as he called himself. Anything else new come in? Sure.
The hate calls have stopped coming, but they haven't stopped hurting.
I'm cautious, but I'm not paranoid.
stranger walks in the door today and says, "Mr. Fish, I'd like to see this apartment that you have advertised, will you take me there now? You've never seen this guy before in your life. Do you just go?
Really unlikely. Someone threatened my life. Changes you a little.
Are you worried about who your customers are now?
Yeah.
You're scared of your customers?
Yeah. 1779. The majority of the people are white, you know, and I don't know who's who. I don't know if they're prejudiced and so on and so forth. But on the other hand, I gotta protect myself and just try to stay, you know, a step ahead.
And I don't think till you look in the victim's eye and you see the pain, you realize just what a big price that, you know, people pay when they're victims of these crimes.
What apartment number?
Police have made arrests in Larry Fish's and Lamont Green's cases, but they are still looking for the suspect in the gay shooting. They're screaming shame, shame, shame in front of the Boston Police Department.
Well, maybe they're angry that we haven't got him yet.
The hate group itself, I don't worry about them so much because they're visible. They're out there. I know who they are. Oftentimes these haters end up to be the kid next door.
But not some guy in a white robe?
No, it's not. It's not.
I hope that justice is served.
After he was attacked, Lamont Green decided to leave Boston. So did the gay victim in the shooting. Larry Fish is still in business, still looking over his shoulder, while the man who tormented him is scheduled to go free later this year.
I want you to now get ready for the liberation man, the shake 'em, bake 'em, stomp down, take no prisoners, kill the wounded, minister of no justice, no peace, the righteous Reverend Alfred C. for courageous Sharpton! No justice! No justice! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace!
Any place Al Sharpton goes, he makes trouble.
This is not Johannesburg.
Get out of here!
The way he stirs everybody up, he makes everybody hate each other.
Whenever there's a highly charged, highly publicized racial incident in New York City, the Reverend Al Sharpton is likely to be right in the middle of it.
We know that no one can continue evil if the spotlight is put on them. You know, wicked racists is like roaches. When you turn the light on, the roaches run for cover.
Sharpton is organizing a march to the Bronx,
So the way we agree.
the scene of the latest reported racial incident.
Who's children? Our children. Who's children?
The Reverend and his followers are the self-appointed avengers.
I think that hate is an emotion. I would love to use love, but if I've got to use hate, I'll deal with what my hand calls for.
Participants and attackers of Chihuahua!
Sharpton grabbed the national spotlight in 1986 when he became the spokesman for Tawana Brawley, a young girl who claimed she had been raped by 4 white men.
Another black case that a
Sharpton alleged racism.
No evidence.
A grand jury called it a hoax. That case earned him the reputation as a demagogue.
Yeah, I have an image of an angry black man. I am an angry black man. We're trying to raise an issue that's solving racial justice. If someone murders someone, it should not be dependent on the skin color of the victim, on how they're punished. It should be equal protection under the law. This is the Bronx DA. These are calls for help, police brutality.
There is no shortage of cases.
How you doing?
Al Sharpton opens the door to people others have turned away.
As far as the investigation, I don't know what they're doing. I know no one has been arrested.
Detective Palacios, this is Al Sharpton.
This is WWRL New York.
You're on the air with Reverend Al Sharpton. Good morning.
Reverend Sharpton, you are the most, the greatest, and I say to you, keep on keeping on.
Thank you.
And I want
Sharpton is a preacher without a parish,
About the blatant racism.
but not without a following.
Well, I think that you're absolutely right. It is blatant. But my thing to the community is you fight back. The only thing that wins for us is a good, mobilized, mass action battle.
Have you hurt race relations in this city?
No, I think I've exposed race relations in the city. That it's just taking a sheet or blanket off of what was always there. If I had to disturb race relations to aid racial justice, then fine. I plead guilty. No one would have ever heard of Yusuf Hawkins had we not marched and agitated.
In August of 1989, 16-year-old Yusuf Hawkins and 3 friends took the subway to Bensonhurst, a mostly white working-class neighborhood in Brooklyn.
They walked on 20th Avenue, which is when the call went out that the niggers are here.
Yusef's father, Moses Stewart.
They turned the corner, they were surrounded by 40 young white men with bats, knives, and even guns. 3 shots rang out. My son was struck by all 3 shots. I wanted a life for my son's life.
Well, Brother Yusef, how long do you think we'll take this?
I wanted noise made. Reverend Sharpton was the noise maker.
Sharpton bussed in hundreds of supporters and marched in the streets of Bensonhurst for over a year. Eventually, the trigger man was convicted of murder.
When Yusef Hawkins was murdered, I characterized that as a lynching.
Brooklyn Assemblyman Frank Barbero.
But I also said it was a lynching of Bensonhurst because the marches, in a sense, were condemning the whole community. Their purpose was to bait the community and get those small groups of unstable youth to act out.
What people would like to say is that because we marched, that we create racism. The fact is, these people had the watermelons and knew very well how to say nigger and had been saying it for years, and I put it on the evening news. And that's what they're angry with me about. I'm not out here for a popularity contest. We're talking life and death.
In one of the last marches in Bensonhurst,
Back up and get a man, bro!
Sharpton was stabbed with a 5-inch kitchen knife.
If I make 40 years old, it'll be a miracle.
Al Sharpton sets the stage for confrontation. It's white against black. He's destructive and he's divisive.
I could give less than 2 cents about what people think about Al Sharpton. I'm talking about people dying, and that has to stop.
What do we want? What do we want?
If I've been able to help one family that couldn't have went anywhere else, if I've been able to put one criminal in jail that would have ducked it, it's all worth it to me.
No justice, no peace. Let's hit the Bronx.
Still ahead on 48 Hours. Does this man remind you of Adolf Hitler? Before you answer, you'd better meet him.
Racial greetings, brothers and sisters and fellow Coloradoans!
Home of the free.
What do we want here today? White power! What do we want? White power!
It's Martin Luther King's birthday and showtime for the Ku Klux Klan.
Thank all of you to come from out of state to come and participate in this horrible holiday that is...
Sean Slater picked the steps of Colorado State Capitol for his rally.
We're a white Christian nation, and we will keep it that way.
A court ruled it's his First Amendment right to be here.
We will take back our land, so join the Knights of the Ku Klux Klan.
We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal.
But there's another message being delivered today.
There is hope for a people that believe in the principles of love because we know love is stronger than hate.
12,000 King Marchers are heading straight for the Klan. Their route will take them directly past the state capitol. Mayor Wellington Webb and his wife, State Representative Wilma Webb, are leading the march.
I think what the community should do is really not paying attention to them. The reason they wanted to do this on King's birthday is to bring attention to their cause.
Fearing violence, officials have called in nearly 500 police officers.
No Nazis! No KKK! No fascist USA!
We're not in here to have violence. You know, they go start checking all these people out here with guns.
Remember that under the leadership of Grand Wizard Tom Robb, the Knights of the Ku Klux Klan are working to clean up the Klan's image.
Okay, don't talk. You're not allowed to talk to the media. Don't let them talk to the media. You don't.
Tell them no swastikas, no Nazi paraphernalia.
I'm not into
the Nazi stuff, but it's okay to salute, though. Right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We don't, none of the Sieg Heil.
This one's going. Here's that white power.
But today, changing the image of the KKK is proving to be a public relations nightmare.
I don't know if you're an FBI Klan, a Jew Klan, a Klan for the blacks, or what, but if you brought a gun to our rally, you were disrupting our rally, you did us no favor.
White power!
Is this the image that you want for the Klan?
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
I say to hell with Martin Luther King and his ideas that he tried to give to America.
When the parade marchers are marching past us, I would like everyone to keep total silence. The people will never be defeated.
There's no trouble as the marchers pass the Klan. But away from the march, another more dangerous situation is developing. Hundreds are gathered on the Capitol grounds, not to honor King, but to confront the Klan.
Hello, everybody, again. Look at all these hate mongers out there throwing snowballs. Pretty sick, isn't it?
You know, hate is a terrible thing. Hate destroys people, destroys lives.
Things going on pretty much as you would expect it?
Yeah. Who's all your hate mongers right over there throwing snowballs, cue balls, bottles, and bricks? Well, not us. You see us throwing anything?
Did they basically play into your hand?
Of course, they always do.
The Klan show is over. To avoid a clash, police lead Klan supporters away from the crowd. First into the Capitol. Then through a tunnel to a building across the street.
Right now, party time.
But when they get to the door...
Right now we have several hundred or more young people out here who are pelting the building with snowballs and other missiles.
The plan is to load them onto a waiting bus. Slater and Rob have already slipped away through a different exit. The Klan is gone, but the crowd is not ready to leave.
Please disperse or you will be gassed.
Hey, let's move back. We didn't come this far for this.
Nobody here except us and you. Thank you for your cooperation.
You ignored Hitler, and look what happened to them. We can't do that. We got to make a stand.
We're going to be gassed now.
With no object left for their fury, the mob turns its rage on the police.
Who is the real Klan? Who is the real Klan?
Then they turn on each other. How do you feel about what has just occurred here?
I think it's silly. I don't think that King died for this. This doesn't make any sense. We didn't come here for this. If King were alive today, he'd be ashamed of each and every one of us. We are supposed to be proud people, black as well as white people.
White people are proud, and we don't need that kind of crap in this country.
What are you going to accomplish? What are you going to accomplish?
America, I have a right to say what I want, and let those people know I do not like what they're doing.
But it doesn't make any difference. It doesn't make any difference. What did we come here for? We come here to fight.
You tell little assholes that. They're always creating this shit.
Before it's over, dozens are hurt, 21 people are arrested.
This is not what this day is all about. This is what they want. This is not what we want.
You think it would help if I tried to talk to him?
Mayor Webb is briefed on the disturbing developments just as he arrives home after the King March.
I think if anyone won today, based on what happened, is that the Klan won. Even with their few numbers, they certainly got some people that weren't trained to understand King's philosophy to react.
But the mere presence of the Klan, especially on this day, provokes strong reaction.
Martin Luther King, he died for peace. You know, even against these fools. We didn't come all the way for this. Don't do it.
Do you think the Klan won today?
No, we didn't win. We're not out to win nothing. We're out to address the American people, and that's what we did.
So it's all over. Now what?
Pizza time! And what do we need? White power!
Never again! Never again! Never again!
When I think about the Holocaust, I think, Hitler tried to exterminate the Jews. That was the final solution.
We will not stand for this at Ohio State University.
Julie Skolnick lost part of her family in the Holocaust.
If you don't have a sign yet, please pick some up.
And now the specter of the Holocaust has returned.
We plan to have a sit-in in the Lantern offices the day that it's printed.
Now, I'm scared as a Jewish student on this campus. The Holocaust ended 1945, that it's still an issue today, and we're still being faced with it, and we still have to defend ourselves. Is this my university? Is this 1992?
No more lies!
Fear and anger over an advertisement submitted to the Ohio State student newspaper, The Lantern, an ad that says the Holocaust never happened.
Hi, is this advertising? My name is Bradley Smith.
It is the work of Holocaust revisionist Bradley Smith.
The German government under Hitler, I don't characterize it as evil.
Smith, who never went beyond high school, is part of a small international group that claims the Holocaust was a hoax.
Revisionist theory is this. There was no plan to exterminate the Jews of Europe, no order, no budget, no weapon, that is, no extermination gas chamber, and no victim.
They told us to roll up our sleeves on our left arm, and they gave us a number. They tattooed us.
This false story is maintained by a cabal, largely of Jewish organizations. The Holocaust story is rooted in politics. It's rooted, and in this country, it's rooted primarily in Zionist politics.
Smith's effort to get this message into college newspapers across the country enrages Holocaust survivors like Robert Clary.
We're not lying. How dare you saying it did not exist? I mean, I'm going to go to colleges right now because of this Bradley Smith.
When you write that the whole idea of telling the story of the Holocaust is caught up with the idea of using it to raise money, which then goes to Israel and then perpetrates horrors on Arabs, a lot of people regard that as anti-Semitic.
The anti-Semitic thing has become a very silly but very dangerous affair. You know, when we were kids, we read this book about Robinson Crusoe, and the pirate in there, I think he had a parrot, and the parrot used to say, "Awk, awk, awk, pieces of 8." And now we have all these guys from Hillel and the ADL, and they say, "Awk, awk, awk, anti-Semite, awk, 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 anti-Semite."
Let's get 3 or 4 people out there with signs.
But to Jews, this ad is explicit anti-Semitism, camouflaged as historical debate.
What's more, what the ad says is that this is a conspiracy of the Jews to manipulate the world. You're a liar, you're a manipulator, you're a conspirator. And that's why this is an attack on you as a Jew.
So when the Lantern indicates it will print the ad, the Jewish community explodes, led by campus rabbi Steve Abrams.
This place has been command central for a few days.
Let OSU and the Lantern Publication Committee know why we're here.
The protesters demand a meeting with the publishing board to urge the ad's rejection.
The purpose of this ad, we believe, is to sow seeds of doubt and to incite anti-Semitism. And it does so, I think, in a very clever way and an underhanded way.
I think we need to give our readers some credit that an open debate is going to expose this.
This ad is a direct attack on Jewish students because of our religion and our identity.
Ad opponents point out the ad violates the newspaper's own stated policy.
The Lantern cannot accept advertising that attacks an individual race, nationality, ethnic group, religion, or sex. So I would reiterate, look at your own policy.
For others, this is a question of free speech.
What I'm having a problem with is not letting the discussion happen because it's extraordinarily offensive and to one group of people.
Suppression of this is just going to fuel the fire.
Lantern editor-in-chief Samantha Haney.
Though this kind of hate act needs to be discussed in our community.
I'll simply go through the roll.
And finally, the vote comes.
Motion passes 5-4. The ad will not run.
But spirits will soon fall.
The ad is ours. It is now an editorial decision.
Editor Haney and her board determine the ad itself is news.
Well, no matter what we do, somebody's going to be angry.
And we have an obligation to the readers to let them know
what the stink was all about.
How much space do you have? These are things that are not going to go away. These are issues that we want to address as journalists. No matter what our decision is, we're into this up to here.
This is what we've been fearing.
The text of the ad is printed in full, along with articles attacking it.
Are you Samantha Haney? As a student of the Ohio State University, I would please like to ask you for your resignation as editor-in-chief of the Lantern.
This was not an easy decision. We did our best to be a responsible paper.
Who was that?
That was Bradley Smith. And he said that it was a very idealistic thing to do. I think I feel a little used.
If I submit a full-page ad to be published one time, what would the price be?
Vulgar and crude, and people who believe in traditional family values are fed up. And we're not going to take it anymore.
The San Francisco parade tape is just one piece of ammunition being fired at gays and lesbians in Portland, Oregon.
I do not want this state to turn into San Francisco or North Hollywood.
The petition drive to stop gay rights in Portland is coming to a close.
Scott Lively and his conservative followers in Oregon Citizens Alliance, the OCA, are on a crusade.
You can go to any park in late at night in Portland, and there will be homosexual men having sex in the bushes.
The OCA is fighting to overturn a new Portland law that bans discrimination against gays and lesbians in housing and employment.
I don't think I'd want to rent to a homosexual because of their behavior and because of the influence on the others in that neighborhood.
Get a chance to sign the No Special Rights petition?
We thought that housing and employment were just so basic and so fundamental that no one should be denied those areas of their life simply because of who they are.
Lesbian activists like Donna Redwing feel endangered. Every day she hears more complaints about bigotry and hate.
Hi, Francine. Hi, we have a bigot bust going on in your neighborhood. I do believe that groups like the Oregon Citizens Alliance create a climate that fuels violence against people. Right now, we're the targets of that violence.
They say what you're doing is fomenting hate and ill will.
They won't defend homosexuality as a legitimate alternative lifestyle. They instead change the subject and point at us and say that we hate them and we're trying to destroy them. We don't hate homosexuals, and they know that.
This is all for the OCA has just 3 days left to gather enough signatures to put their anti-gay rights petition on the May ballot.
Let's just plug away today, and let's have a stack of petitions that's high enough to get us over the top.
What's the verse? Forgive them, Father. They know not what they do. Okay.
Meanwhile, Donna and her partner, Sumitra Redwing, who have taken the same last name, are getting ready for the final round.
Okay. If the city ordinance in Portland is overturned, I think it sends a clear message to gay and lesbian people that they don't count.
It's the last good day for gathering signatures, but both sides find it tough going in the trenches.
Don't you want to really live in a hate-free Oregon? Don't you want to live in a land where everybody can be free to be who they are? Kind of like Marla Thomas, free to be you and me?
Yes, yeah, where people's sons and daughters can be free.
How can you do this work?
They're free to roll right over all the rest of the normal people, yeah.
You gotta be aggressive if you want to get signatures. Got a chance to sign the petition yet?
Get out of here with your OCA.
This homegrown Oregonian boy here is out here because of the firm belief that God made Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve.
I just think that it's something, if they want to do it in the privacy of their own homes, that's their own business, but they shouldn't make it they shouldn't try to have it equal to marriage and family.
I think it's okay. I really do.
Okay.
3 days later.
We're going to be turning over 23,000.
It's all in the hands of a city auditor.
Unload the boxes.
With many more signatures than needed, it seems as though the OCA has won.
Portland voters will have the opportunity to decide this issue for themselves.
Bravo! Bravo!
But thousands of signatures are invalid. The OCA petition effort fails, and the anti-discrimination law will stand on the books.
I'm a good and decent and caring person. I'm a mother. I pay my taxes. I'm not abnormal. I'm not perverse.
Scott Lively vows to continue the fight. this time to amend Oregon's constitution to say homosexuality is abnormal and perverse conduct.
We are just ahead of the curve. You're going to see this happening all across the country.
The next petition deadline comes this July.
Track High School in Brooklyn, New York are remarkably unchanged, even after 67 years of teenagers. But inside, the faces have changed.
Let's go.
This once all-white neighborhood school has opened its doors to kids from all over the city.
I don't want you in the middle of the hall.
Principal Al Leibowitz.
Let's go.
Now all of a sudden you have different ethnic and race groups coming in.
All right, late bell. Come on. You, get inside.
We have to alleviate the tensions because of the unknown.
When people stereotype African Americans, how do they usually do that?
We carry knives, guns, and so forth.
Asian Americans, are there any stereotypes about
Yeah,
that
they
group?
go on Chinese restaurants and laundromats, fruit stands.
Do we have any Italian American stereotypes too?
No, like they always say like Guidos, you know.
I mean, like black leather jackets? Okay, the famous word.
What does that mean?
Means that you look at people through the outside and you judge them the wrong way.
The class is about teaching tolerance. And already in 1992, we got a 22-year-old black man killed in the Queens. We got a black and Hispanic young person being painted white.
Norman Siegel was a student here when the school was all white. Once a week, he comes back.
I mean, what's this all about?
Lack of communication. Nobody understands nobody.
Well, what can you do in a community to change that feeling, though, so that if
Bringing
somebody
Galen
new comes down
Kirkland
the
with
block,
him.
they don't feel that anger or jealousy or threat?
The two attorneys teach a class not usually found in any high school curriculum.
It is giving the young people here an opportunity that they desperately need to talk among themselves.
We're living in the white man world, but we're tired of being known as low-life thieves and anything else bad that you can think of.
It's important for them to grow in their understanding of what other people are experiencing and the results, the ramifications of violence and bigotry and prejudice and stereotypes.
It might just be me one day. A couple of white girls or white boys walking down the street and say, oh, remember what they did to Joey and Tommy? Let's do it to this black girl because she's black.
Yeah, I could be walking down the street and a bunch of black kids, just because I'm white, they could jump me, or Spanish kids, or whatever.
You say they desperately need this.
Oh, yeah. This city, and in fact this country, at this point, 1992, race relations are at all-time low. In neighborhoods like this, when I was growing up, this is where we played all our ball.
And what do you call this area?
Bensonhurst. It's a working class, lower middle class community, a lot of flags, very proud to be American.
But to Norman, the neighborhood surrounding his old high school has become symbolic of a dark side of America.
It's not the rich clay fields of the South. It's the concrete gray of Brooklyn, New York. But this is like a landmark.
It was here nearly 3 years ago that Yusef Hawkins, a young black man, was shot and killed by a white mob.
Here.
Norman is determined that it will never happen again.
Are people taught to hate?
I think so.
And they're taught to hate by whom?
By the elders and the old parents.
My father, he used to always get mugged, right? And he used to come home saying nigger this, nigger that, right? But sometimes I don't listen to him, but this is all, like, if I don't go to school, right, then this is what he always say. You're gonna be, what are you, a bum? Try to be we're gonna grow up, be like a niggers out on the streets, you know, stuff like that.
Are you going to make it any different? Are you guys going to be any different?
For us, we are. We can only work within ourselves. And we gotta teach the next generation, you know, our kids, or, you know, we shouldn't bring in our house, oh, look at that white person or this nigga that. Let that die. This is the 90s. The 90s, let things like that die so we can grow peacefully.
It's good. You were good today. You spoke up. Take care. You take care. Good.
Hate is hard to measure. It takes many forms, not just crimes we can count. Some experts believe that intolerance tends to rise during tough economic times. They also say that when the economy improves, Americans may have a more generous view of one another. But on Hate Street, the wounds heal slowly, and the scars last forever. I'm Dan Rather. That's 48 Hours for this week. Coming up, your late local news. But first, here's a look ahead to our next report.
I did not know when or where he would appear, what he was going to do.
The fan whose obsession turned to murder.
I wanted her to care about me because I cared a great deal about her.
Terrified.
The soap star forced to start a new life.
His obsession is with me. This man lives to kill me.
And the Midwest family hounded by a mystery woman.
What will it take to make her stop?
Stalker.
I got to give you this and I'm fired.
Next week.
They're the most beautiful ex-cops you've ever seen, but they're also the most dangerous. Dangerous Curves premieres tonight on Crime Time After Prime Time. It's too hot to sleep. Thanks for being with CBS tonight. Now get ready for your local news.
For a transcript, send $4 to Journal Graphics, 1535 Grant Street, Denver, Colorado, 80203. And to order a VHS cassette of tonight's broadcast, call 1-800-338-4847.
Move over, Pop.
Just my purse.